Good evening and welcome to Primetime News on TV1. We're coming to you live and direct from Echelon Square. Now, this Christmas season, Newsfirst has returned once again to the heart of Colombo to celebrate this Christmas season with the people. We have many activities lined up for you, for each and every member of your family. So we invite your family members and your loved ones to join us this season and to be a part of the Newsfirst team. Now, I'm Zenat Musafa on behalf of the Newsfirst team. Let's first take a look at your headlines for tonight.
Former Minister Partli Champika Ranawaka arrested. Program to create 100,000 jobs to commence on the 15th of January. President instructs relevant officials. Normalkumara further remanded. Sajith Premadasa reveals details of various conspiracies being carried out against him from within the United National Party. Indian Supreme Court refuses to stall the implementation of the controversial Citizenship Amendment Act.
Now taking a look at your local news. Former Minister Partli Champika Ranawaka was arrested by the Colombo Crimes Division this morning.
මගේ නිවසට ඇතුල් වුණා මේ කොළඹ අපරාධ කොට්ටාසේ පිරිස ඇතුල් ලකුවම ආව අත්අඩංගුවට ගන්න වරෙන්තුවක් තියෙනවා කියලා වරෙන්තුවක් සම්බන්ධයෙන් කතා කරන්න එපා. හරි මමනේ කතා කරන්නේ. බොරු දෙන්න එපා ප්‍රචාරය කරන්න. ඔයා බොරු කරන්නේ ඔයත් කතා කරන්න ඊට පස්සේ මම පහලට ඇවිල්ලා කතා කරලා ඒකත් කිව්වේ නෑ. ඊට පස්සේ ਉਹ පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට මේක දැනුම් දුන්නාද කියලා පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට දැනුම් දුන්නේ නැහැ. එළියට ගිහිල්ලා මෙතන නියෝජ්‍ය කතානායකතුමාට කතා කළා. මේ නන්දන කියන මහත්මයා. ඊට පස්සේ දැන් තුල් වෙලා කිසිම ආකාරයක මැජිස්ට්‍රේට් දැනුම් දීමකින් තොරව මොකද අපි පහුගියදා උසාවියට කිව්වා මේ සැකකාරව පොල්ලාව ඉදිරිපත් කරලා උසාවියට කිසිදු දැනුම් දීමකින් තොරව මෙතෙන්ට ඇවිල්ලා මේ කටයුතු කළා. දැන් තමයි මැජිස්ට්‍රේට් දැනුම් දෙන්නේ කතානායකට දැනුම් දෙන්නේ මේක ඇතුළු වුණාට පස්සේ. ඒක නීති විරෝධී ඇතුළු වීමක් මේ නිලධාරීන්ගේ කරන්නේ. ඒ නිසා මේ බලහත්කාරී පොඩ්ඩකින් ඉන්න ඕනේ. එච්චරයි.
The former minister was arrested by the Colombo Crimes Division upon instructions of the Attorney General. The arrest has been made for causing grievous injuries to a person by a rash and negligent act and for switching drivers in a road traffic accident.
We are now crossing over to live footage from the CCD. We are now crossing over to live footage from the CCD. We are now crossing over to live footage from the Colombo Crimes Division. We are now crossing over to live footage from the Colombo Crimes Division. Earlier today, former Minister Partli Champika Ranawaka called on the Chief Prelate of the Malwatha chapter of the Siam sect and the Chief Prelate of the Ramanya sect.
Partli Champika Ranawaka arrived at the Malwatha Mahaviharaya at 9:30 this morning and called on the Chief Prelate, Most Venerable Tibbatu Ave Sri Sumangala Thera. The former minister then clarified facts regarding the allegations which are being levelled against him over a motor accident which had taken place.
පේරියතුලාට වර්ධනය වෙච්ච දෙයක් නෙවෙයි අධිවේගී මෝටර් සයිකලයක ආපු ළමයි හතර දෙනෙක් කෙනෙක් මේ පිටිපස්සේ වැදිලා වරද තියෙන්නේ මේ පැත්තේ. නමුත් අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ට නීතිය ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්න ගියේ නැහැ. නඩු මගට දාන්න පුළුවන් නම් හිරගෙදර යවන්න ඊට පස්සේ එතනින් අපිට ඡන්ද ඉල්ලන්න බැරි වෙනවනේ දේශපාලන වශයෙන්. ඒයි මේ කරගෙන යන්නේ.
Thereafter, partly Champika Ranawaka called on the Anunayaka of the Malwatu chapter, the Siam sect, Most Venerable Dimbulkumbure Vimala Dhammathera.
මේ මෝටර් සයිකලේ පිටිපස්සෙන් ගිය ළමයා ලබා දීපු දියුරුම් ප්‍රකාශය උසාවියේ. මේක බොහොම පැහැදිලිව කියලා තියෙනවා වේගය පාලනය කරගන්න බැරුව මේ ගිහිල්ලා හප්පුණා ඒක. ඒතර අපි නෙවෙයි වරදකට.
හොඳ ඩාක්ටර් නීතිඥයන්ට පුළුවන් නැති කරන්න.
මෙතන වෙලා තියෙන්නේ පොලිස් දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව මෙහෙවනෝනේ අපේ හාමුදුරනේ නීතියට විරුද්ධව ඒකනේ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
The former minister then arrived at the Hurikaduwa Vidya Sagara Pirivena in Manikhinna and called on the Mahanayaka of the Ramanya sect, Most Venerable Napane Pemasiri Thera.
අද ඉතින් අපි දන්නවා. ඉතින් ඔබතුමාගේ කියන ඉතිහාසයේ අපි තුල ඒක මහා පුදුම විදිහේ ඉතිහාසයක් අනාගතයක් අපි දැක්කා. මොකද ඔය අද ඉන්න නායකයන්ටත් වඩා ඔබතුමා හිටියේ හාමුදුරුවෝ.
The former minister then addressed the media.
අධිකරණයේ වසරකට ආසන්න කාලයක්
The court heard this case for nearly a year and handed down an order acquitting me from the case. Thereafter, they fined the relevant driver and ended the court case. If that is so, how did they start the case again? The intention behind this is intimidating our drivers and changing evidence to arrest us.
පුළුවන්ද කියලා බලන්න අපිව අත්අඩංගුවට අරගෙන කටයුතු කරනවා.
මෙතන මාධ්‍යමත් තිලක පූජි ජයසුන්දර මහතා සම්බන්ධ කරගෙන CCTV දර්ශන මැක්ක ඔබතුමා කියලා.
ඇවිල්ලා මේව ඔප්පු කරගන්න බැරි.
These are stories that they create when they cannot prove their allegations. The media institution that is responsible for carrying out various dramas during the recently concluded presidential election is the same institution that brought this up. We will not be dragged by this.
මාධ්‍යම තමයි මේ ක්‍රියාවලිය ගෙනියන්නේ. අපි මේවෙන් සැලෙන්නේ නැහැ.
ඒකේලුවට දායක සම්බන්ධව ඔබතුමාගේ නම කිව්වා.
තව කුයියක් කියනවාද?
How many others are there? There are court cases going on regarding the female Swiss national and Eknaligoda. I am not connected to those cases in any way. Can I direct the intelligence branch of the army? The people in charge of the intelligence branch is the army commander and the secretary of defense, not me. I was the minister of environment back then.
ඒ ආරක්ෂක ලේකම් මතේ මිස මගේ යතේ නෙමෙයි මම පරිසර ඇමතිනේ කාලේ.
We are coming to you live and direct from Echelon Square, the heart of Colombo. We're celebrating the Christmas season with the people. Now, take a look at more local news. Business leader Mr. Senaratne has been appointed as the chairman of the Board of Investment.
Mr. Senaratne, the former chairman of John Keel's Holdings, has had a stellar career and is known for leading JKH to a new era. During his 12-year tenure as chairman, JKH saw exponential growth. Having joined JKH in 1978, Mr. Ratnayaka rose to become the director of Mac Air, the airline GSA company, in 1986. This was the first company he led for the JKH group. Among some of the positions Mr. Ratnayaka held were Chairman, Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, the Employers Federation of Ceylon and the Sri Lanka Tea Board.
The government has decided to start the program to create 100,000 jobs that aims to eradicate poverty on the 15th of January. A discussion led by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa regarding this initiative was held today.
This initiative is being carried out by the Multi-Purpose Development Task Force for the children who have not received higher education and who are part of families eligible for some of the concessions but do not receive them. The discussion led by the President laid the foundation to initiate this project. A number of people between 300 to 350 from every divisional secretariat are to be recruited in this program. They will be trained and attached to fill in vacancies in schools, hospitals and other state institutions which do not require educational qualifications. According to the release issued by the President's Media Division, the recruitment and the training will be done under the purview of the Ministry of Defence and the Tri-Forces.
වැදගත්ම තැන් තමයි recruitment.
The most important thing is the recruitment. This will be sabotaged if you select wrong people based on personal agendas. We are looking at the lowest level. So it is very important how we make this election through recruitment. Basically, we will be recruiting people from villages. They cannot go beyond the village. They should be able to come to their workplace from their homes. Thereafter, we can recruit more people after we bring these 100,000 recruits up to a standard. Finally, what will happen is that they will be distanced from the Samurdhi. How much does a Samurdhi benefited family get for a month?
අපිට මේකට ගන්න පුළුවන්. අවසානයේදී වෙන්නේ යා සමෘද්ධියෙන් ඈත් වෙනවා. ඉතින් මේක process එකක් හැටියට ගියොත් දැන් සමෘද්ධිය කෙනෙකුට කීයක් හම්බ වෙනවද මාසෙකට?
පරිම 3500.
පරිම 3000.
Maximum 3,500 rupees a month. Here we are talking about an amount between 30,000 to 35,000 rupees.
දැන් මෙතන අපි කතා කරන්නේ 35000ක් 35000ක් අතර ගානකට.
Normalkumara, who presented himself as an operations director of an anti-corruption outfit, was known in recent days for making revelations on an assassination attempt on former President Maithripala Sirisena. Today he appeared at the Hettipola Magistrates Court.
Normalkumara was in court when he was arrested on the 14th of May following his involvement in the unrest which took place in the Hettipola town following the April 21st attacks. The suspects were detained and interrogated for a period of 7 months, and he was produced at the Hettipola Magistrates Court on the 10th of December under the provisions of the Prevention of Terrorism Act. He was remanded on that day, and when he was reproduced in court today, the defence counsel requested for bail, which was turned down by the magistrate court following strong objections raised by the Criminal Investigations Department. The CID was ordered to produce the final report on the probe to court, and Normalkumara was further remanded to the 26th of December. Normalkumara was returned to remand custody after he was held for 7 months with no evidence. We request the Attorney General to intervene in this matter. The case is prepared in an unjust manner. As per a court order, the suspect was taken away from court by prison officials.
අපි ඔය විදිහට යංගෝ බලන්න එළියට ආපු දවසක මම සියල්ල හෙලි කරන්න.
Two complaints were lodged against former Minister of Health Dr. Rajitha Senaratne at the police headquarters today.
Truth Seekers organization lodged a complaint against former Minister of Health Dr. Rajitha Senaratne at the police headquarters today, citing that he has defrauded money when importing foreign pharmaceuticals. It has already been proven that a commission of 20 million rupees has been defrauded from importing low-quality drugs to be given for cancer patients and other patients. It was very clearly presented in a final report at a media briefing that permission was granted to import these drugs by forging a signature. We have made a complaint about that as well. Definitely, an investigation has to be conducted regarding this. Views about the Swiss embassy incident were also expressed. Switzerland cannot control our country according to their whims and fancies. That rule has ended now. The trust of an official who lies in her first statement presented before her superiors will be broken immediately.
ඇයගේ විශ්වාසනීයත්වය එතනින්ම බිඳෙනවා.
කියන කාන්තාවගේ දුරකථනය තානාපතිවරයා සතුව තියෙන. එහෙම තියෙන්න පුළුවන් පුද්ගලිකව පාවිච්චි කරපු දුරකථනයක.
අපේ රටේ අපරාධ නීති යටතේ
Under the criminal law of a country, if someone is withholding evidence, we can take legal action against the people who do so. The Swiss ambassador abides by the Vienna Convention. If that official is indeed innocent, in this case, they should endorse the truth and give the mobile phone to her. We can speculate that this is being done to cover up the evidence, to deprive the truth from surfacing. This is an unfortunate event. We have to draw international attention towards this because no helping hand is extended to us. In addition to this, a group of people, including Vasanta Alvis, lodged another complaint against former Minister of Health, Dr. Rajitha Senaratne, at the police headquarters this morning.
Venerable Senaratne arrived at the Police Financial Crimes Investigations Division to inquire into a complaint made regarding the Batiklo campus institution in Batiklo.
Now because they changed those who have looked into this, because they changed those in the FCID and the CID. Because of those changes, I want to meet the CID directors, and so I am going to him.
The Venerable Ratanathero then arrived at the Criminal Investigations Department.
In the past, Hizbullah acquired property. Then he has received a large amount of wealth from Saudi Arabia. What are these companies? We submitted a letter to the Foreign Affairs Minister querying as to what companies these are. They could not identify these parties. Our Foreign Minister's responsibility is to inform these companies who have donated sums of money. We are confident that the President will allow us to carry out these investigations independently.
The permanent High Court trial at bar today decided to commence the evidence examination in the Prageet Eknaligoda abduction and enforced disappearance case on the 20th of February 2020.
The Attorney General filed the case under 17 separate counts for the abduction of journalist Prageet Eknaligoda with the intention of detaining him in an unlawful and secretive manner. Among the 9 suspects named in the case is Lieutenant Colonel Senaratne, who was the commanding officer of the Giritale Army Camp. The permanent High Court trial at bar ordered for summons to be served on the witnesses from the prosecution, Sandhya Eknaligoda, journalist Nandana Weeraratne and ex-LTTE member Suresh Kumar alias Murali, to be present in court on the 20th of February 2020. The 7th accused in the case, Ayasami Balasubramaniam, who appeared in court after absconding court, was given a strong warning today, noting if he fails to comply with the orders given by court in the future, he would be remanded until the end of the case.
I can state the situation at present is not favorable. I am facing various forms of pressure from society, including mental stress. On Facebook, posts claim my 2 children will be sent to where Prageet is. I witnessed a post by one person who claimed he would commit murder. Such is the situation at present.
A number of parties have expressed their views on the government's handling of foreign relations, including that of the MCC agreement. Certain parties within the government still hold strong views in this regard.
The government has emphasized that they are reviewing the draft agreement on the proposed Millennium Challenge Cooperation Agreement, which involves a grant of $480 million. The MCC stated that the agreement will see funds given for the purposes of reforms surrounding laws on lands, land administration reform and development of transport networks. At the Performance Awards presentation ceremony of the Southern Province National Entrepreneurship Development Authority held in Mathura, Minister Veeravansha stated that the economy must not be controlled by foreign organizations.
The economy should be directed based on the national agenda, not on the whims of foreign entities like the WTO or the IMF or the World Bank. We must come out of this rut. The American MCC agreement is being pushed on us because of the importance and value of Sri Lankan lands. It's because we have an ocean that is 27 times our size. We are bound to protect and help grow local businesses and industries. The tax policy has to be developed in such a manner based on local needs and requirements.
In the backdrop of Minister Vimal Veeravansha making this statement, the World Bank today announced that they are prepared to grant a loan of $250 million to Sri Lanka. The funds will be allocated as per the Public Sector Efficiency Strengthening Project or PSEP to improve the transparency and efficiency of co-government and public financial management functions. The funds will have to be repaid in a period of 28 years. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa today met with Ambassador of China to Sri Lanka, Cheng Shui-Yang, to discuss Chinese projects that are currently in operation in Sri Lanka. The discussion had revolved around the progress of projects currently being implemented, as well as steps that can be taken to work together in the future. The Prime Minister also met with the Ambassador of India to Sri Lanka, Taranjit Singh Sandhu. At the meeting, the ambassador had pledged to support the government in accordance with the agreements that had taken place when the President visited India last month.
Now we would like to ask the government, is it not the same agreement that was said to be dumped that is now being painted as 70% good and 30% bad? Or is this a different MCC agreement? The government is finding it very difficult to come to a decision right now. The agreement has to be torn up and thrown in the dumpster. If they avoid doing so and try to sign the agreement, we will work to build up a public sentiment against this.
නැතු ආපහු මේක අස්සම් කරන්න හැදුවොත් ඒකට එරෙහිව මේ රටේ ජනතාව පෙළගස්සන්න අපි කටයුතු කරනවා.
We're coming to you live and direct from Echelon Square from the heart of Colombo, where we have once again returned to the heart of Colombo to join the people to celebrate this Christmas season. Now, we invite all of you, your family members, your loved ones, to join us this season and to celebrate the festivities that we have lined up for you at Echelon Square. Now, we have activities lined up for each and every member of your family, so come visit us and celebrate this season. Now we're crossing over for a short commercial break. Stay tuned for more news after these commercials.
A very good evening and welcome to Weather First here with me, Miyuki Portia. Now, as you can see, showery condition is expected to enhance to some extent, particularly in the northern, eastern Uva provinces and in the Polonnaruwa district. Now, also showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the north central, central Uva provinces and also in the Hambantota district. Also, heavy falls of about 100 to 150 millimeters may occur at times in the eastern and Uva provinces and also in the Matale, Nuwara, Polonnaruwa and Mullaitivu districts. Also, wind speed can increase up to 50 kilometers per hour at times in the north central, northwestern, central and Uva provinces and once again in the Hambantota district. Also, misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western and Sabaragamu areas in the morning. Now, the Met Department has requested all those living in low-lying areas and under threat of landslides to remain vigilant in this regard. And with that, it's back to the news.
Thank you, Miyuki Portia, for that comprehensive weather update. Now, moving on to more local news. Former Minister Rajitha Premadasa says that there is an attempt within the party itself to remove him from politics. Rajitha Premadasa made this statement when he met the people of Dompe today.
In his tour of village to village to meet the supporters, Rajitha Premadasa met the people of Dompe today at the residence of electoral organizer Harshana Rajakaruna. We were only given a limited time. Killing time was on their agenda. The opportunity was given at the last minute. That too was given because of the public outcry. I will not explain the obstacles and issues I had to face. Even though we were defeated, when looking back at history, we know we can come back from this drawback. In a few months, we will have to face a general election. I would like to tell all of you, I will protect all our members. Anyone can utilize their aids and create nominal positions and appoint themselves. They can even use 2 or 3 people and recommend other names for deputy leadership. Rajitha Premadasa does not worth in titles which are given to me without the blessings of the people. No matter which stance we were on, due to the actions of certain people, our patriotic stance was undermined and other opinions surfaced. Even the candidacy was given after much controversy. I am not ready to play around like that. I will not waste time chasing various positions. I would like to say this. The responsibility is in your hands. The disappointing fact is, during the presidential election, they were not bothered to print and... Rajitha Premadasa expressed views on the conduct of the current government as well. Farming communities are expecting to receive fertilizer for free as promised. If they are putting those into action, as a responsible opposition, we will extend our fullest support for it. They said they would do away with the MCC agreement. The people of this country did not vote for what they are saying now. During the election campaign, even without my knowledge, some people from our party had agreed to sign this agreement. Our stance was that the MCC agreement should be completely removed from the country's agenda. There are many other agreements apart from the MCC. Those should be made invalid. They said the trade agreements were bad. Then they should do away with those as well. We will extend our support. 6.9 million voted with the expectation that all these agreements would be made null and void. We will provide assistance to reduce the cost of goods because that too is a promise given to the people. It is now time to fulfill those promises.
මොකද ඒකත් ජනතාවට දුන්නු පොරොන්දුවක්. දැන් පොරොන්දු ඉෂ්ට කරන කාලය අවිල්ලා තිබේ.
UNP parliamentarian Rajitha Premadasa also met with his supporters in Dulapitiya today. Some MPs didn't open the door for us. We had to stay in the line. We begged them for months to sign the same piece of paper. They were not aware that a presidential election was coming. They offered us some jobs. When they called for nominations, they said they can't give the job. Ranil Wickremesinghe summoned another group of individuals to the party headquarters today as well. The group consisted of lawyers connected with the United National Party. We suffered a defeat in the presidential election, but the UNP should not go back or fall down as a result of the defeat. It was stated in a Jataka story where a flock of birds escaped from a net, so we too can come forward together. So we must not get caught in the net in the first place. Some may get trapped in the net unknowingly. We must escape from this and go forward.
අපි එහෙනම් ඉදිරියට යන්න. අපේ ඔක්කොගේ යෝජනාව ඇවිල්ලා නායකතුමා නායකත්වයේ ඉන්න ඕන ඊළඟ අවුරුදු තුනට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම. ඊට පස්සේ තීරණයක් ගන්න පුළුවන්.
Meanwhile, Ranil Wickremesinghe visited the Negombo prison today to look into the welfare of Royce Fernando, former UNP organizer for Negombo, and Putlam District MP Shanta Sisirabe Sekara.
Sri Lanka's treasury yield rose across maturities, with the 12-month yield rising 22 basis points to 8.45%, despite lower than offered amounts being accepted from Wednesday's auction.
The 3-month yield rose 6 basis points to 7.51%, with 2.5 billion rupees of bills being offered for sale and only 511 million rupees of bids being accepted. The 6-month yield rose 32 basis points to 7.97%, with 10 billion points of bills being offered and only 3.8 billion being sold. In 12-month bills, 12.5 billion rupees of bills were offered and 13.6 billion rupees of bills were sold. The debt office offered 25 billion rupees of bills and only 18 billion were sold. Economy Next, quoting analysts, said if rates are allowed to go up and money is not printed to keep rates down, the rupee and the economy will remain stable. Sri Lanka's central bank reversed monetary policy around July, ending inflow sterilization, and has injected money into the banking system to keep rates down. According to Economy Next, on December 17th, banks deposited 44.9 billion rupees in excess liquidity at the central bank, up from the 36 billion rupees a day earlier.
You're watching Primetime News on TV1. We're coming to you live and direct from Echelon, the heart of Colombo. Now, we have many activities lined up for you today for each and every member of your family. And to give us an update about what's happening right here at Echelon, we now cross over to John Fernando. John?
Yes, Senaratne, you're joining me live right here where all the action this Christmas is happening in the heart of Colombo, live from Echelon Square, where we are at the live Christmas zone, the special Christmas zone set up for the families and the loved one of our viewers. And while the news is broadcasted raw and live here from Echelon Square, another special operation also takes place here at Echelon Square. Your two most favorite radio channels, Legends 96.9 and S101, is broadcasted or aired live also from here from Echelon Square. And now we are ready to speak to those amazing teams or the amazing people who are behind the whole operation. We have with us Brian from Yes 101. Hello Brian, what's happening over here?
Hey there, buddy. Okay, so lots of activities, by the way, happening right here at the square. Listen, I would advise everyone to come on over because right now we've got, like, of course, tons of activities happening throughout the entire month of Christmas. The magic of Christmas never ends right here at the square, folks. So come check us out. We've got great activities going on. We've got the candy floss machine. We've got Santa right here at the square. There are lots of Instagrammable features. So, you know, check it all out for yourself. And don't forget the stilt walkers and the live shows, the live stage shows that actually happen right here, you know, at the square throughout the entire month.
Right now we have legends on this side and Yes 101 on this. Side by side, you guys are working, you know, like a team together. How is the crowd's response from, you know, from the people who come here to Echelon Square?
You know, one of my favorite features right here during the broadcast is the fact that all of us get together, you know, from the news division to legends to, of course, ourselves. It's always amazing to work, like, you know, side by side, as you just put it. And not to forget, yes, as, you know, mentioned, come on over to the square. It's a 24/7 broadcast and we'll be here until the 24th.
Thank you very much, Brian. I hope you also have fun here at Echelon Square. And now we are ready to go to another special place where the Legends broadcast is happening. We have the legends from Legends who are doing an amazing job so far. And we have Pranil from Legends. Hi, Pranil. What's happening?
How are you? Well, it's been very busy throughout this month. You know, you would expect Echelon to be lit up, and that's exactly what we've got going on here. We've got some amazing music, some great bands, a live band performing right now as well. So
Pranil, tell us a bit more about the bands who will be playing here until the 24th of December.
Sure, so we've got everything from English to a mix of Sinhalese, some amazing bands, some great performers, and every instrument. You pick an instrument, you want to come up here, you want to be a part of the bands, you want to sing and maybe even enjoy some live music with your family. This is the place to be, you know, grab some food, come by, and it's all for you.
Definitely. How was the crowd's response so far up until this point?
It has been breathtaking. You know, we've loved every single second of everyone walking in here. We've also had magic shows happen here. We've got stilt walkers, jugglers, clowns, Santa as well, right? So if you have little kids, if you just want to, you know, find a getaway and get a wonderful place which is completely lit up as well, here you go. And you can go on radio with us.
Amazing, amazing. So the only thing that's brighter than the Christmas lights over here are the smiles on these people. So if you are still just watching over there at home, make sure you come here with your family and your loved ones and enjoy this Christmas here with the Newsfirst family. Back to you, Zenith, from the news studio.
Thank you, John, for that update. And once again, we invite everyone to visit Echelon Square, be a part of Newsfirst, be a part of our Newsfirst family this Christmas. Now, taking a look once again at a local story, a number of UMP MPs were seen entering the Colombo Crimes Division, where MP Partali Champika is held following his arrest. And that's a wrap of Primetime News on TV1. Now, once again, we would like to remind you, News First will be joining the people, and we will be broadcasting live and direct from Echelon until the 24th of December. So visit us and be a part of the News First family this Christmas. On behalf of the News First team, I'm Zinat Musafa. Good night and